Ja, immer noch.
Yay. Hello and good night. Good evening from the Entrepreneur's Kitchen. The weekend was kind of difficult because I was already yearning after the new episodes. It's getting more and more exciting at the Entrepreneur's Kitchen. So I'm really, really happy that you guys are here with us tonight. My guest is a very, very interesting person. It's going to be really fun and interesting. Before we start, I want to let you know the event code on Slido is G307. So if you guys have any questions, you can ask me and my guest on Slido. We're looking forward. And now, please welcome my guest, Andy Gall. Good night.
Good to see you. No, not the other ones, but and it's a nice sound, and I'm well prepared with a nice drink.
Oh, well, okay, let's say cheers first. Welcome, Andy, to
Cheers.
Entrepreneur's Kitchen. Let me introduce you briefly while you're sipping your drink. Andy Gall is the chief innovator at Red Bull Media House, which is actually the backbone of the yummy or maybe not so yummy drink for some people. And so he is the Chief Innovation Officer at Red Bull Media House. Before that, he has a long career behind him in different institutions in broadcasting. And I just heard that your background is actually in sound engineering. So who else would know about the sound? Because that was the first thing you asked, right? How is the sound?
The sound is good. I love it.
How sound are you, Andy?
Sound is my life because I started to work with sound in the 80s. You can remember the Neue Deutsche Welle.
Yeah.
So the German stuff, and lucky me, in the age of 16, I had the chance to work for the first German-speaking bands, and it was rock and roll. It was a big chance for the young people, for the young wilds, to be part of a very, very important change in the music business, because in this time we started to speak about changing from tape to tapeless. Instead of recording on a cassette or on a tape, we discussed in the early days, hey, it would be nice to record on a hard disk or floppy disk. And I was part of this development, and I will never forget the first discussions in the studios with people, with studio owners. They said, "Are you really sure that I should record my music instrument in future on a hard disk, on a floppy disk? By the way, tell me, what is a hard disk?" And
That's
so
hilarious.
this change was, I would say, the kind of beginning of my career in giving wings to people, ideas, and concepts.
That's awesome. Give us more wings too, please. I'm hearing from my technical support in the back that you're slightly too volume is too low. So can you just speak to more closer to your microphone? That would be awesome. Yes, perfect. Or just a little louder.
Give me a second.
Well,
Philip,
who else? Who
My
else?
son Philip can do this.
Excellent. Who else would have more gadgets and a sound engineer in
Better? It's better now?
Yes,
Better,
I
better,
think
better?
so. Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent.
Good one.
So you're the first person to have another sound person in the kitchen. So that's your kitchen. Tell us what are you going to prepare? 3 ingredients.
Oh, very simple. I call it the the tuna U-boat, the tuna submarine.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's a zucchini with tuna and just a mozzarella, and that's the 3. And it's a really, really nice light evening dinner
That sounds real good. So are you going to be baking it, or how are you preparing it?
Yes, in the oven.
Excellent.
So you put it to half, then you put the tuna on the zucchini.
Yeah.
Then it's like a boat, and then up you put it in the oven.
Excellent. Perfect.
160 degrees, and it works fine.
Great. And I will be doing a snack with chickpeas
Mm.
boiled chickpeas,
Mm-hmm.
and some curry,
Oh.
and actually just some oil. So that's it. So
But normally at 9 o'clock, are you having dinner at 9 o'clock? Is that?
no, no. That's the reason why we've been drinking, cocktails all the time, because we have two little kids and they're done. We're usually done with dinner at around 6:30, and then we come here and sometimes we will have something sweet, sometimes something small. So I'm starting to gain weight every night eating, but you have to kind of. Uh, um, you have to kind of sacrifice sacrifice yourself. But how are you keeping sound these days? How does your life now look like? Because I mean, you've been on travel. How many Zoom conversations did you have today?
Oh, it was not Zoom, it was WebEx. It's similar. I would say about 15, 1 5,
Oh my god! In one day?
in one day.
Okay.
And but that's normal because when you work for an international company, you have a lot of this virtual telephone conferences. So it's like a daily business. And by the way, this kind of quarantine is not really bad for my team because we are so focused and we learn to stay in a much more better way together in a virtual way. We take care about the technology, we take care about the light, we take care about perhaps the microphone, and like in this case, a wireless one.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, yeah, I would say everything has also this. Every bad thing also have this good advantages, this good things, and we're learning a lot. And by the way, 15 short WebEx or telephone conferences are not really heavy, I would say.
Okay. Is it now more than usual?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Yeah.
Because if you want just to speak 5 to 10 minutes or 30 seconds, sometimes with a colleague, you use this technology, and that's so simple. You use your smartphone for this, or your MacBook, your computer. It's easy,
Mhm.
and like with you, it's so easy. It's such a nice possibility to connect ourselves over the whole world.
That's actually true. And now I think people who have not been considering digitizing their lives, digitizing also their business models, are really forced into being really creative and even innovative about this. How is this actually changing your business life? I mean, because you are in the events business too, and now lots of things are being canceled. So how does that change your life?
You move all the stuff. Normally, we are planning over the whole year to test gadgets, to test new things, to have brainstormings. We call it jam sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And what we did, we just said, okay, you know what? We put all the stuff, the testing at home to the first 2 quarters. So we have a very compressed time now testing equipment and doing nice stuff. And we are in a moment we are really relaxed because we have enough to do. It's a lot to do,
Mm-hmm.
and every day we play a lot with new gadgets, new technologies, and we are well connected to a lot of international companies. They also have time now to speak with us about technology solutions. Therefore, I would say, yeah, till end of June, we have a lot of great things to do, and therefore my answer is it was possible for us to move the things, and yes, the events were cancelled, or we had to move them to perhaps end of the year. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a fact, so let's take it positive. I would say
Mm-hmm.
it's a heavy time, it's a complex time for us all, but I would say let's pick out really the positive things. You cannot change it in any way. Therefore, live with this situation and you will find positive tracks.
And what is the most positive thing you find out of this?
The positive thing is that I'm still really well connected with my team. So we love staying together in this virtual way. And because of the fact that we had this personal contacts before, we know each other very well. And when there's a technical problem like audio losses or video losses or whatever, hey, we don't take care. It's
Mm.
we take it with a bit of fun and sometimes a bit of comedy. Uh, we love it, and
I know exactly what you mean. We've been experimenting a lot when we were trying out, the streaming possibilities, and each time there is something that goes wrong, and and then you suddenly realize actually this technology is not necessarily well advanced for private use.
I have to tell you, in my career in the last 25 years, Seda, I learned a lot about crisis in the technical project management. For example, when we changed analog to digital, when we changed the whole music industry from tape to tapeless, as you can imagine, there were a lot of technical issues which we had to solve. For
Mm.
example, in the radio station and the music studio. And what I've learned from a chief pilot, by the way, from the Lufthansa, former, he's now retired. In this kind of crisis situation, they have, for example, an airplane, when they have a problem with the engine or whatever, and they cannot look into their checkbook
Mm-hmm.
or checklist, they have a kind of process, a crisis process, which is really simple. And my strong recommendation for everybody, it's called 4DEC: facts, option, risk, decision, execute, check. And this is this kind of process which you have in your mind. And we start, for example, when you have a crisis now with your little snack, we would start to collect the facts. Okay.
I was about to burn something actually 2 weeks ago. It was just
Mhm.
like yeah, boiling over, and I was just talking.
So then we would collect the facts, then we would speak about the options, then
Yeah.
we would speak about the risks and discuss the risks. At the end, we would need to, yeah, get a decision, execute the decision, and at the end, check what you did, what you decided. And this very simple process is perfect for crisis
Hmm. So you use it with your team?
every day.
Ah, okay.
I use it in nearly every situation when there is a kind of adrenaline, you know.
Yeah.
How can I solve this problem? And to stay structured, to stay cool and calm. It's really nice to have this memorized in your brain,
Hmm.
and it relaxes you immediately. It calms you down in between of 15 seconds when you get this kind of structured thinking.
You're actually right, because I've met a lot of people. I mean, I'm a musician, right? Things go wrong all the time on stage, technology wise, and also sometimes you just make a mistake, and it's all about actually risk management and how you integrate risk management into your day-to-day life, so you don't get paralyzed when things start, crumbling around. Um, but tell me one thing that kind of gives you chills. The last innovation you've seen in your team, in your company, where you were like, "Wow, this is really awesome."
It's a very simple technology, by the way. It was 2.5 or 3 years ago when we did a production at the Hahnenkamm race in the winter season, a skiing track. And we discussed what is the sound of a ski, or what is the sound of a bike when a bike is racing down a skiing piste. And we developed this idea of a body sound microphone. So put a microphone directly on a body of a car, a skateboard, and listen to this equipment, to this
Mm-hmm.
car, to the body of something. And we tested it. It was awesome. And today we have our own little product. It's called a piezo microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, it's amazing because when you, for example, record your bike or your skateboard and you mix this to the breathing sound of an athlete, this is the pure, authentic sound. Because that's exactly what you hear as an athlete when you go down the street with your skateboard. You feel your bike, you feel your skateboard, and when you hear it in the same way,
Mm-hmm.
like when you do your training, then it's full goosebump. It's 100% emotion, and that's my part. Since 2 years, I try to reactivate the senses of the human beings. So I think we did a little bit of
To
over
make like
visualizing.
the experience even more bodily experience,
You know what we did?
real,
We did
yeah,
too much for the visualization. We visualized too much, and we forgot the ears.
ah, yeah,
And it's okay when you use this stuff, but you have nice earplugs, headphones today, and imagine you can combine this, and you can offer the people a perfect sound on their earplugs and on their headphones.
yeah,
And I'm an ambassador for this kind of, hey, let's bring emotional sound back to the people,
yeah.
because the emotion, the sound is emotional enhancement. I'm 100% sure of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the organs that puts us actually in the three-dimensional room, right? Um, but we've been kind of just using our ears as a complementary, feature to the eyes. But it's actually the opposite, because in the nature, listening means survival. you know, for the animals, and we've kind of forgot about how important actually listening is. That's that's a topic that's really really dear to me. But before going into more, deep and deeper, firstly, how is your food going?
Um,
You haven't even started.
I,
You're like,
no, no, I love to discuss and speak with you today on the web work.
But you have to finish your food. It's like a competition, you know.
Yeah.
And so I'm
As a,
I'm
you
I'm
know,
uh, I'm roasting the chickpeas. They need to kind of stop popping around, and then at the end, the curry is going to come up, and then you just mix everything and make it a bake. Well, how do you say it? Roast it in the pan, and then fry them, and then it kind of is this really nice chickpea snack. That goes really well with the
and
gin and tonics, for
but
instance.
I need to tell you the truth. As an engineer, I would say you are always prepared for plan B. So
Oh, you're like, this is the food I bought. You're not allowed to buy I mean, ingredients you have to buy, but you're not allowed to.
it's okay for me to lose. When I have this nice talk with you, then it's okay.
Well, just kidding. Competition is just the fun part. But hey, I was told in the last couple of talks that it was really profound and very serious talk. So I decided to add a section with jokes. Ta-da! Now we have the next section. So you have to tell me a joke now.
Okay.
Oh, you're reading.
No, 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 no. I need to show something because
Okay.
it's so nice. Can I?
Yeah, of course. I mean, unless it's like penises or something like
No.
that flying
So
around.
you know everybody knows the health institution in the U.S. called CDC, and they asked Mr. Trump to put a mask on, and the mask. You see it? I really love this. This is my Trump.
Well, he's kind of
The
fighting
mask.
with the,
The mask.
with the
Yeah.
sword.
That's my
Um,
joke. I love this. I think I love the
they
whole day.
started popping around. I'm being attacked by the chickpeas flying around. Wait. Okay.
Don't
This is
forget
getting dangerous.
don't
Okay,
remember
wait.
prices, then you start.
I'm just going to put the lid on. It kind of hurts. Yeah, do you have another joke?
Yeah,
Because
but
my husband, Matthias, who's also producing this show together with me, he was like, don't start telling jokes. It's not funny. But I don't care.
but I want to come before we go speak about the second joke. I want to come back to the music stuff
Yeah.
because you as a musician, you know exactly how you catch your crowd, how you emotionalize your crowd, and when I watch films, for example, and there's a good music, and
Hmm.
we did a test some weeks or months ago. Uh, we invited a piano player just to play on moving image stuff, which was spontaneously collected from our archive. And
Okay.
so beautiful. Imagine you watch the content, you're sitting on the piano, and you immediately you're touched by this, you're influenced by this moving images, and you start to improvise, to play something in a very spontaneous way. At the end, it's 100% match.
Mm.
And that could be a nice format, by the way. So in the evening, we just invite the best piano players or young wides, good ones, the rookies who want to be the world champion in piano playing. And then we just show them nice moving images and we say, play to it.
Hey, look.
Yeah,
Okay, so Entrepreneur's
try.
Kitchen also gives ways to new ideas, even at Red Bull Media House, you know, to occur. So let's go back to the joke.
Okay.
Mm.
I, and a second picture, or what do you mean?
Oh, you're showing pictures. So those are your jokes?
No, no, no.
Okay, yeah,
Sometimes
go ahead.
I'm really angry because good friends of mine are still going to the bar. Yeah. And
Oh,
but yesterday a friend of mine called me and said I'm not going to the bar anymore. And I asked him why. And he answered me, since everybody has now started washing their hands, the peanuts at the bar have lost their taste.
that's
Okay.
awesome. That's really cool. So the peanuts at the bar are actually gross. Thank you. You just spoiled a bar experience for all
Thank
of
you
us.
to the peanuts and to the washing hands.
Thank
Please
you.
stop staying at home. Yeah?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to tell you one, but it takes a while.
Okay.
Wait, how does it go? Oh yeah. And well, we have to add this for the ratings. It needs to be funny. So my joke is yeah. What is the best thing about Switzerland?
Ricola?
No, I don't know, but the flag is a plus. Sorry, I have a better one. I have a better one. Wait, um, wait. I heard this from our daughter.
Good one.
Yeah, she's 8. And it goes, why are koalas not real bears? You learn something from an 8-year-old
Okay, Carl.
because they don't have the qualification.
That's a good one. Can I copy this?
Yeah, please.
Nice.
Enjoy. So, okay, jokes are over. Now we have to go back to the serious stuff. What are you watching right now, Andy? Do you have a Netflix pile?
No,
No?
no.
How come?
You know what I do in the moment? I love my own pictures, moving images, still photos from the last 30, 35 years.
Ah,
And I digitalized all the stuff, and it's such a nice playlist when you go through your centuries. And yeah, I would say this is my best playlist in the moment. I love it. And it's also motivation yeah, to see what we can do in the future. There were so many nice stuff, things which we had in the past, and I want to retry it in the future.
tell us one moment you have seen that kind of made you really emotional.
Which kind of picture?
Yeah.
Could I share with you?
Well, I mean, no, you don't have to share it. Just tell us about the. I don't want to go too personal, although. That,
but I can if you want.
I know. Oh, you're going to screen
Should I
share?
try?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah.
Luckily,
Okay.
I'm a techie guy, so
You're like, I have everything.
see it?
Oh my god. Oh, that's lovely.
That's me.
That's you.
It was
Okay.
in the
Well, I
late.
can see it. I don't know whether other
You
people in the
show the other
stream can
ones.
see it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, can they see you? Ah, awesome. So that's
So
you putting stuff together, and that's your beard.
on the left is at a concert preparing the microphones, and on the right sitting on a big mixing console and try to to mix uh, audio. And
Excellent.
this is really emotional for me because now, in the age of nearly 56, I come back to this area. I love to play with music. I love to do mixes. I love to work with new technologies in combination with audio.
Hmm.
And you know what I also remember or recognize is the human being is still analog.
Yeah, very much.
Yes, and thanks to us, we stay analog, and we are not the zero and ones. We are not the pure digital people, and therefore I'm so happy that we have this analog listening, analog thinking, analog emotions. And that will also help us to survive, by the way, the coronavirus. I'm 100% sure.
Actually, we have a question on Slido just about this. It says it's going back a little to what you've said about the crisis management. It says, have you determined the proper FADAC for COVID-19? Do
I
you
get
have
more
a...
details on this.
We're like, I don't know, I have to think about it. Okay, excellent, don't worry. Does Red Bull have a brand sound? How do you use sound in your daily work?
Um,
Do you
we
have an intro sound in your Zoom calls before you appear like da da da
No,
da?
no, no, no. I would say, what's nice is that we are so authentic in a way when, for example, our athletes or musicians are doing great stuff, and therefore, I would say it was not necessary to build a very special branding or brand sound. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we just had the chance to record our athletes, their surrounding in the best way, and never say no. But and it's not my decision. I just can give wings as a chief innovation officer to this idea. I would say listening to our sound of the productions is a lot of emotion. Doesn't need this really branding stuff like, for example, you have for McDonald's or Intel or Cisco,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, or Telecom. Um, but also offering this authentic sound is also kind of branding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stay
You're like,
authentic.
yeah, exactly. So you're using not having the sound brand as a brand. Huh.
Mm-mm. What was your last film you watched?
The last movie I watched,
Yeah.
um, wait, Ad Astra.
Ah, okay.
Yes, Brad
I
Pitt.
watched
Really good
James
one.
Bond,
Yeah.
Skyfall, and
Mm-hmm.
the day before Interstellar,
Oh, wow, good one.
especially the music.
Yeah, I thought,
Best music ever.
it was.
Sorry.
Even my husband is
Voice
he's
of the bed.
stream bombing right now. Matthias, hi. So I mean, when I was watching it, I was like, if this movie without the sound Hans Zimmer, it would have been just maybe only 40% as good.
Yeah,
So
and
it's crucial.
exactly. And for example, what I'm doing when, not in a moment, but when I had long distance car drives,
Mm-hmm.
I put, for example, Interstellar in my car, and I had this feeling that I stay in a 100% focus. If you have to go 800 kilometers by car, there's a big risk that you get sleepy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But listening to such a music keeps me 100% awake, and I'm in such a great flow, and I generate new pictures in combination with that pictures which you have seen in the movie. And uh, by the way, yes, I'm an absolutely fan of the Hans Zimmer stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but also from a lot of other composers. But in this case, I have the feeling it's in most of the scenes, it's 100% match of the music, of the soundscapes with the moving images, with the pictures. It's a perfect
Absolutely.
match.
Yeah. Yeah, you really have to have a very good feeling about, the emotion and how it fits with moving image. You're absolutely right about it. And I think he's a master in that. Totally 1% on you, with you on this. By the way, I just remembered another joke since you mentioned Interstellar. What is the favorite part of an astronaut on a computer?
I don't know.
The space bar. Oh. Terrible. I know.
I know. I know.
I have lots of these jokes on the, yeah.
Really?
People asked to be funny, so I'm
There
sorry.
are more questions on Slido.
Oh, there are more questions on Slido. Let's see. Does that mean I should shut up? Okay, wait. What's that?
You liked what I share, so all the people are watching this because I have another one. It's this one. You can see it.
I can see it. I don't know about the stream. People understand what they see, but feel what they hear. Yeah, absolutely,
Agree?
absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Um, what is the most important innovation in sound that hasn't made it into the mainstream yet?
The good thing is that uh, reinventing the wheel is not necessary anymore in the audio business. The good thing is that we can take nice ideas from our forefathers now in combination with newest technology. And perhaps you heard about this funny stuff which is now around in YouTube called 8D, so three-dimensional or eight-dimensional audio.
Mm-hmm.
What I really love, and this is my momentary highest emotional and innovative trend, is that we take care about the surround sound, about the three-dimensional sound, because we people, the human being, is listening in a very authentic way as a surround 3D dimensional area, and therefore I would say keep an eye on this. There will
Mm-hmm.
be a lot of new technologies offered from startups or older companies who reactivate the patents.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, in combination with augmented reality, this three-dimensional audio is the hammer. It's amazing.
It's going to be very big, you think? So,
Yeah.
so you think that augmented reality, virtual reality, that those technologies are going to have a chance soon, and they will make it into the mainstream?
I 100% sure, because it's
Mm-hmm.
not always the fact that you need to invent something which is completely new. As I've said before, um, there are so many great ideas from the past
Mm-hmm.
uh, which hadn't a chance to be successful because we hadn't the smartphones, we hadn't computer technology. But imagine today we have the computer performance, we have the knowledge, and we have also the possibility to connect people worldwide with help of the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And combining this is amazing. So building a huge orchestra, and each country, for example, is a special position in my 3D area. And imagine you put on your headphone and you're surrounded
Yeah.
by the sound puzzle pieces. This is pure emotion.
And you can really be in the landscape, right? You can
Yeah,
really be in
yeah.
the space. Yeah.
So you ask me, or somebody asked me, I would say take a eye on this. I'm 100% sure, in combination with augmented reality video, augmented reality audio, is a big, big factor.
Okay, so we will watch out for three-dimensional video and audio. And I have another question actually. So, how are you spending your days except having 15 calls and in the evenings sorting out your slides? What else are you doing?
Um, I have a nice, lovely dog, Lily,
Lily,
a princess from Bavaria. So a dog, a walk in the morning, perhaps in the evening or after our show. Doing a lot of sports, because I think, especially in times like this, you need this.
yeah.
I do mountain biking, so as a lonely rider in the middle of the forest. You stop the bike, you sit in the middle of the forest, and you just hear to the forest, to the birds. It's amazing.
Have you recorded your own bike with your own
Yes,
microphones? Oh,
yes, I can share with you. So
ah,
I
well
also
done.
tested binaural, that
Yeah.
means three-dimensional recording with all technology. It's called the dummy head recording,
Mm-hmm.
and amazing. So I try to collect in the moment the sound experiences, and as a photographer and a videographer, I want to combine this. So imagine you do this nice recording in the forest, you try to find the perfect perspective, and as an add-on, you offer the people this three-dimensional sound,
Mm-hmm.
and it's completely different. When you listen to it and you watch this picture, you 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 will get like beamed in.
Yeah. Um, and actually, I do have one last question.
Wow.
Yeah, I know we're getting close to the end. So first, these are my chickpeas, and they're very very good. So look, chickpeas roasted in oil, and then kind of lots of curry on them. And I wish you could smell what I'm smelling right now. This is really good curry. Mm. Um, exactly. But I don't want to make you hungry. Where is your food, Andy?
Give me a second. I need to because I'm you see my headphone. I'm cabled, but
You
think
can't move. Yeah,
I
same
can move.
same here. You have to kind of be very innovative about preparing everything. I've been testing this the last 2 weeks approximately. So this
You
is
know what?
really good. And this is a low carb, low calorie snack. So everybody can have it. You can have lots of it. This is the best thing. Better than popcorn.
You as I told you in the beginning, especially when you had such a great time with people and it was not boring and you had no time to cook, then you have your plan B, and my plan B is this one.
So that's,
That's my
well,
last
we
one.
won't count that, of course,
Yes,
but you will have to share your recipe for the tuna fish submarine.
yes, I
Mm,
will.
well, yeah, exactly, on our channels with the people. How would you go about it? Maybe you can just describe it at least.
No, no, no. I will share with you guys. You can find it perhaps on LinkedIn. I will find a way to touch you guys.
Excellent.
By the way, what is your favorite platform?
My favorite platform in
Yeah,
terms of in terms of streaming or what?
business, speaking to people, get inspired.
Well, get inspired. I definitely go on a lot on YouTube, because I love watching talks. Sometimes I get hooked up on Instagram live videos. Um, One of my favorite people there is Simon Sinek, who's publishing a short video every day, something really motivational. Um, and other than that, I'm really interested in the stuff Jimmy Fallon is doing. He's one of my favorite anchormen. And other than that, we do lots of Netflix and Amazon. So we watch stuff.
I have a
I've been doing
recommendation for
lots
you.
of commercial talking right now. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. And of course,
No,
I love Servus Okay.
no. I have a recommendation for you
Okay.
because it's also pure emotion. I prepared this stuff with a great team, and I'm so proud to be part of this group. Red Bull. They also gave me a lot of wins in the last nearly 50 years. I try to watch this stuff, the Red Bull TV stuff, with all these nice clips and areas from
Mm-hmm.
musicians and athletes. Um, there's a lot of inspiration inside, and especially when people asking us about sound and sound branding, they should just watch our content, and they will find the sound experiences. So we have such great people in the audio area.
So it's Red Bull TV.
It's Red Bull TV. You can have it like an app or on the web browser. Easy.
Excellent. We'll do that definitely. Um, And let me check one last time so we don't miss anything on Slido. Okay, I think we're done on Slido. Excellent. Perfect. And I have another question. I'm assuming that you have a stockpile of books. What are you reading right now? Are you reading anything particular that we should know about?
Yes. The guy is called Stefan Klein.
Mm-hmm.
Um, äh, it's in German, Zeit, der Stoff, aus dem das Leben ist.
Okay.
Time, okay, the ingredients, your life is from. And this is my strong recommendation because time is our most valuable asset. And we should learn a lot about how to coordinate, how to structure time, how we feel time. And this is a nice book. Stefan Klein.
Stefan Klein,
Yeah.
Zeit der Stoff, aus dem das Leben ist. Okay. I'm going to put it translated on. Excellent. Thank you so much. And time is also very important here at the Entrepreneur's Kitchen. And we're hitting 41 minutes in our stream, which means we're almost at the end. One last question do I have actually, because it's something that really interests me personally a lot. How do you go about an innovation? How do you know that something is if something is so novel and strange and you're like, this is actually weird, but let's give it a shot, because if we do this and it really catches the fire, it can be really big, because that's how you go about really breakthrough innovation stuff, because there is nothing you can actually compare it to. That means it's really strange and you have to jump into the cold water. So how do you go about these kinds of things?
At first, because of the fact that I'm out of the music like you guys, I learned a lot in the music when we did jam sessions. And jam session is for me the perfect example for the best creative area or the best way to do brainstorming. And also listen to other musician, what he's showing me, which kind of pattern, which kind of idea he has. And this is my first answer. So keep your ears on the track, and always listen to the whole world and be open for crazy stuff. And in a lot of cases, you in the first view you think, oh, where is this coming from? In the second view, you get highly interested, and in the third, you are so electrified. And so stay curious. Um, I played a lot of Lego when I was a kid, and today we also play a lot of Lego, but with different kind of gadgets.
Hmm.
And putting these gadgets together is so easy today because I don't need to buy a server anymore to activate something. I just have a cloud system which I need to call, and 5 minutes later I can activate a radio station. The years before, it took me 3 months to build something. Today, I just press a button, or I book something in the net, and then I can do a 3D printing, my first prototype, and 1 hour later, I know exactly, is this the right way, yes or not? So stay curious, and this this kid, this child in yourself, reactivate this, especially regarding curiosity. Um, this is what's so fascinating for me in combination with my team. I'm surrounded by young wilds. I'm surrounded by students. I'm surrounded by also old people with a senior experience, 30 years. And imagine when you combine, when you connect these people, so senior experienced people with the young wilds, and you immediately feel like in a jam session, they do music together. They play their instruments together. They want to generate a kind of number one song together, not as a music, as a business. This is, I have the best job in the world.
Wow. I think that's a very good ending. Thank you so much, Andy, for joining us from Munich tonight. And also, I want to thank your son for being in the background and helping us with all the sound and everything, and also mixing your drink, which is a good son. He's a good son. He knows how to mix a gin and tonic. How old is he?
16, 1 6.
Well done. Hey, perfect. And also,
And
you.
yes, you won. You were the best person in the kitchen, but as I've told you, I have the plan B. Okay?
Yeah, but well, we will share your recipe for tuna submarines, and until then, I just want to say thank you, and
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to keeping in touch with you. And thank you, everyone out there watching the stream, asking questions. Staying there, it was funny. We made jokes. What else do you want from an entrepreneur's kitchen? Guys, thank you for being here. Tomorrow at the same time, I have another guest. He's Jeff Burton. He's a legend in startup world. He is one of the co-founders of Electronic Arts. So, EA, it's in the game. Good night and see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye bye.